UIF, which is normally referred to as the Unemployment Insurance Fund. It is all people earning a salary or wage are required to contribute to the Unemployment Insurance Fund. Recently, legislation was passed for domestic workers to be included in the Unemployment Insurance Fund. The worker and employee and the employer must each contribute 1% of the employee's gross salary to the fund. Basically, it must be calculated at 1% of the gross salary. Remember, the gross salary, it is an employee salary before deductions, before pay as you earn deduction, before side deduction. All right. The maximum amount that can be deducted is set by legislation. Currently, it is 148 rand per month, which is normally um, around 14,800, and if you're earning around 14,872, this is how much you will actually be paying per month. However, if you earn more than that, this will be the maximum amount that you pay to the Unemployment Insurance Fund. I hope that makes sense. Basically, if you're earning 14,872 per month, your unemployment insurance fund contribution will be 148.72 per month. Annually, it'll be 178,464. So if you're earning 178,464, your monthly contribution will still be 148.72 per annum. You will be paying around 1,784.64. All right, that's how much you will be paying per annum. And if you're earning way more than 178, obviously your maximum, the ceiling amount that you'll be contributing per month will be 148.72. Okay. Should the employee be unemployed, they can claim benefits for a maximum of 32 weeks. This is what's happening right now. You've realized that people have been temporarily unemployed because of this COVID-19 pandemic. So some people are laid off. So they will be allowed to claim benefits to a maximum of 34 weeks from the UIF, all right? And obviously, this is to provide temporary relief to those that are unemployed, and hence we say it's unemployment insurance fund. It insures you when you are unemployed. The amount that can be claimed will depend on the salary and the time that the employee contributed to the fund before becoming unemployed. Okay, so if you've been working for a couple of weeks, obviously you won't get that much money. And I just want to share this story with you. This is what happened. It's in the news right now. It's about a couple, obviously, that decided to defraud the UIF fund. It'll play shortly. was meant for 1,400 workers. Okay, people can really be selfish out there. Let's say Teto earns 350 per annum. Calculate the employer and Teto's contribution towards UIF. Remember, Teto will contribute 1%, and the employer will also contribute 1% of Teto's annual UL. In this case, it's annual, obviously, of Teto's gross salary. Okay, annual gross salary. So for basically what you're going to do is just Teto's salary multiplied by 1% and divided by 12. You realize that it will give you 292 per month, and the maximum amount will be set at 148.7. Employer and Teto will both contribute 148.7 per month towards the UIF. Okay, please do this as a classwork. Now let's go to medical aid. Medical aid offer a medical aid scheme for their employees, and the employee may choose to join medical aid or contribute to aid or medical insurance of their choice. The cost of the medical aid provided by the business will be shared between the employer and the employee. The portion of the shared contribution will depend on the employment contracts at each place of employment. Example one is that Jonathan Visahi works for VC Traders and earns a salary of 8,900 per month. In terms of the employment contract, VC Traders will contribute 2 rand for every 1 rand contributed to medical aid fund by Jonathan Visahi. Jonathan decides on a medical aid policy with Discovery Medical Plan. The premium for himself and his wife and child is 5,000 per month. Now we need to calculate how much is the total monthly premium for Jonathan's medical aid, how much is VC Traders contributing towards Jonathan's medical aid. Now, for us to calculate that, employees' contribution into the medical aid will simply be 1/3, because we have specified that Jonathan only contributes 1 rand, and the employer will contribute 2 rands for every 1 rand that Jonathan contributes. So meaning that Jonathan will only contribute 1 rand out of the total amount, and the employer will contribute 2/3 of the total amount, which is 3,867. Jonathan will be contributing 1,933. Example 2, Jonathan Joshua Sibiya works for VC Traders and earns a salary of 8,900 per month. In terms of the employment contract, VC Traders will contribute 2 rand for every 1 rand. So in total, the total amount that must be contributed is 3 rand. Joshua will only contribute 1 rand out of the 3 rand, and the 2 rands will be contributed by VC Traders. And obviously, Joshua decides on a medical aid policy with MediHealth Medical Plan. Joshua cover is for himself, his wife, and 2 children. The main member contributes 3,500, 1,200 for each dependent or adult, and 600 per child. Now, there's only one adult, which is Joshua's wife, and 2 children will be 1,200, because each child, Joshua will have to contribute 600 rand. Now let's calculate that quickly. How much is the total monthly premium, and how much will VC contribute? And this is how you will do it. The main member will be 3,600. The wife will be 1,200. Children will be 1,200 as well. Now in total, Joshua will be paying 6,000 rand. The main member will actually contribute 1/3 of 6,000 rand, which is 2,000, and the employer will contribute 2/3, which is 4,000 rand. In total, that makes up the 6,000 rand. Please do this as classwork. It is due at 6 p.m., 800 hours as usual. We'll continue shortly.